Hello, and welcome to the new Jessica Good Enough podcast. I was supposed to record this yesterday, but I was feeling quite low, I think just because it was that time of the month. But anyway, here we are today, committed to consistency. So today I'm sharing how much money I've made from my lifestyle blog, jessicagoodenough.com, over the years, and it might not be what you expect. So welcome to the new Jessica Good Enough podcast, the place where I share the real behind the scenes of building an intentional online business while balancing it with an already full life. Let's dive in. So before we dive in though, as this is a brand new show, what would be really helpful is if you could share any problems or questions you have regarding blogging or anything you'd like to know. That way I can tailor the content to what you'd like to learn more about. So you can comment those questions or problems below on YouTube, or if you're just listening to the podcast, you can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm the Jessica Good Enough. So that's the TAG Jessica Good Enough. Right. So I started my blog maybe in 2016 or 2017. I changed my domain from I can't remember what they call it now. From like when you get a domain where it's like .blogspot.com or whatever, .wordpress.com to jessicagoodenough.com. So I don't really know when I did that. I think that might have been 2017. But in any case, I've only been tracking my income in the spreadsheet that I used to prepare this episode in 2018. So I don't have any data before that, but spoiler alert, I didn't make any money before that. And spoiler alert, I haven't made much money from my blog yet. And things are changing now, but I wanted to break this down for you year by year. So you might notice that I'm saying April 2018 to April 2019. That's because the UK, sorry, my brain's going blank. The UK financial year runs from the 6th of April one year to the 5th of April next year. And that's how I've organized my spreadsheet, so that when I'm doing taxes and things, it's all broken down by financial year. So anyway, that's why it's April to April in the UK. I don't know why. Anyway, it'd be much easier if it was calendar years, but here we go. So April 2018 is when my records begin. To April 2019, I made £5. I've also rounded, like, I'm not including the like £5.05 or whatever. Anyway, so during that time, I was doing my PhD. I was a bit on the struggle bus with a PhD. If anybody's ever done a PhD, spoiler alert as well, I didn't finish my PhD. But anyway, and so that £5, I had a blog where I was just kind of writing whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, and at the same time, I'd set myself up on a website called Redbubble, where you can like design t-shirts and notebooks and pretty much anything you can think of. And I had done a few notebooks and a few things like that with some pictures I'd taken when I lived in Brazil before. And Brazil kind of sells itself, like Rio is a very beautiful place. So there were like some quite pretty photos, not because I have like advanced photography skills, but just because it's so pretty. Anyway, I think it was mostly my dad buying them. And with Redbubble, you essentially, they do all the shipping and all the stuff, and then they give you the profit. So £5, I sold a couple of things and made £5 in April 2018, between April 2018 and April 2019. So then the next year, April 2019 to April 2020, I made £0. So in March of 2019, I discovered. So first of all, I went to Brazil for my PhD, and a couple days in, not a couple days, 7 days into being there, I discovered I was pregnant, which wasn't exactly planned. So that was all a bit of a mental. Anyway, whatever. It was all a bit much, and I was trying to. So I was. I'm not trying to justify myself. I'm just trying to explain the situation. I was very tired from the pregnancy, and also like Googling lots of things while also trying to do my PhD fieldwork and not being completely in love with my PhD. And I think to do a PhD, you really have to love what you're doing, and it just doesn't really work otherwise. So anyway, so I had the pregnancy, and then the rest of the year I had a new baby. I, with hindsight, can see that I had what is it called? Postpartum depression. So anyway, that year I didn't make any money. I did create my first digital product on that I sold on Etsy, which was the Beat the Blues self-care challenge. And so here's a bit of a start of a theme where this is something I wanted to make. I discovered that I think 24th of January is the day where people are the saddest because it's the middle of winter, you've gone past Christmas, etc. So I created this kind of challenge that was based on the five senses and like self-care activities based on the five senses. But so there was kind of like a problem I was trying to solve, but it was just something that I kind of created in my head, and there weren't necessarily people searching for how to be less sad on the 24th of January or any other time. It was kind of like Beat the Winter Blues, just little self-care challenge thing. And it kind of said what it did, but it didn't really say what problem it was solving. So I think that's one of the reasons why I don't know if I've ever sold any. I should have checked this. But I've definitely not sold a lot. I think I might not have sold any of those, the Beat the Blues ones. Anyway, because there's more digital products to come. So after that, April 2020 to April 2021, £456. So definitely an increase there. So by April 2020, I had had my first baby. I'd gotten out of the immediate postpartum cloud and was starting to become more human. This was during lockdown and whatnot as well. And I had some time off of my PhD as part of you get maternity leave in the UK when you're doing a PhD. So then I did what lots of people do, I think, when women have babies, which is then they go, which is understandable, but they go all like baby centric. And if you're trying to do like a business thing, you all of a sudden try and do baby/mum related stuff. And like with the benefit of hindsight, I could see that that's not what I wanted to do long term, but because I was kind of in that space in that moment, that's what I was trying to do. And also at one point I was trying to do an online course, and I remember for postpartum mums, and I now realize that like what postpartum mums need is like help and snacks. They don't need to like learn more. Anyway, whatever. But I was trying to do print on demand t-shirts that were kind of targeted towards mums and had like funny or inspiring things to do with motherhood on them, and trying to sell them on Etsy. And I did sell a few, but what was I going to say? So this was print on demand. Okay, so I wanted to explain what print on demand was, just in case you're not familiar. So print on demand, you create a design on Canva, for example, and then it's a bit different from Redbubble, where so Redbubble, they just give you the profit. They'd put the stuff on t-shirts, ship it, manage all that, and then they'd give you the profit from that product. Whereas I think with the print on demand stuff that I did then, I can't remember if it was Printify or what the company was, but I think you get all the money from Etsy and then you have to pay for like the printing costs for Printify, but they still like post things to people for you. It might have been Printable. I can't really remember what the name of the company was. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it anyway. I mean, not that I have any problems with the company. I just don't think it makes that much sense as a business model unless you really know what you're doing. And so here's another thing is, so I was really interested in, like, I was in that kind of mum bubble, new mother bubble, and so I was creating something that I kind of wanted, but I don't really know if I wanted it, but I wasn't like trying to see if there was any demand for it. And at the same time also I didn't really have a real strategy for targeting mums and like marketing to them. So that wasn't extremely successful, but all good learning points. I did make £456 that year, so I did offer some coaching. Hi, Emma, if you're listening. But there wasn't really a defined transformation of what that coaching was offering, because I was like being coached on several things and I was like enjoying it. And so with Emma, we kind of worked on like a project that she wanted to do, but there wasn't a like 6 steps thing that I was going to do over the course of 6 weeks or that kind of thing. I was working on trying to develop that, but I was trying to be quite broad with who I was trying to teach. And so there wasn't really, I don't know, I don't think it was targeted enough. And therefore I couldn't say like, oh, lose 10 kilos in 10 weeks. Not that I'd necessarily coach people on that, but, or make like get your first 100 subscribers or whatever. It was very kind of vague. And so it was difficult to sell because there wasn't a defined thing that I was actually selling. Anyway, so there was that. And then I created some more digital products. I don't know when I started doing the capsule wardrobes. I could have checked that. But I created a vegan meal plan and a goal setting bundle on Etsy, which both of them did get some sales. And that's always cool. When you make sales like passively, it's very encouraging. I got quite enthusiastic because a few people bought the goal setting bundle just like before the New Year's, and I was like, oh, great. And then it just fizzled back out again. But so that started to work a little bit. But again, like there wasn't really a funnel to get people to the by the way, if you don't understand the words I'm saying, please like write that in the comments or send me a DM and I'll explain what I mean. But there wasn't really anything a funnel leading to people buying the things. I think I might occasionally like mention them in blog posts, but there wasn't a great strategy there. So then we get to April 2021 to April 2022. I made £251. So we went down from the 456. I had baby number 2 in the May. So the financial year goes from April to April. So early on in that phase, I had my second child. And I just went down for some reason after having him. I just went down this rabbit hole of like what I should do. Like I know a lot about social media. What I should do is offer social media services for vegan businesses. And I just like, for some reason, really thought that was a good idea. So I created this whole like modern vegan marketing thing. I had a website that I made with Show It, which was quite complicated to do and a bit costly as well. But it did look very beautiful. It doesn't exist anymore. So you can Google modern vegan marketing, and I don't think anything should show up. But I really went down that rabbit hole. And what was strange is I kind of had that epiphany in the very early days of having the baby. So like within the first 6 weeks, maybe. And then I just went mad. And that's how I found Latasha James. And I later took some of her course about being a social media manager. But then like I never really thought about like what the day-to-day would look like of offering services. And I don't actually think that I want to offer services. I don't mind the idea of having like a course or a membership, but I just went full in on this idea, which still I think is a good idea for somebody else to do, but it's not necessarily what I want to do. I don't necessarily want to box myself into only vegan businesses. I don't know. You never know. Never say never. Maybe in the future that might happen again. But so I did sell a social media strategy package to someone and like designed her social media strategy. And that's the thing is I wouldn't mind doing strategy so much, but I don't think I would want to be an active. Sorry, I've got hair on my head. It's bothering me. I don't think I would want to be someone's actual social media manager day in, day out myself. I also created some journaling prompts and put them not just on Etsy, but on Thrivecart, which was a platform that I could link to directly from my blog. And my friend Virginia did buy one of those. And I was still getting a trickle of sales from Etsy. And that year I also made money from a oat stock affiliate link in an actual SEO optimized article. So I think I started to, I don't know exactly when, I can't pinpoint it. I could go back through my blog posts and figure this out. But I did start creating blog posts that were more search engine optimized, so that were designed to get traffic from ranking in Google. And so my oat stock one, I think, might be on page 2 of Google or something if you Google oat stock review. And they've got quite a generous affiliate program, so somebody must have signed up, and I did get paid from that. And this is like maybe the beginning of the transformation of me like learning about that one might not have been that great, to be honest. It might have been further down the line that I started to learn more about search engine optimization. But in the early days, I was definitely writing blog posts that had like no chance of ranking on Google, things like, or even being found on Pinterest, things like Friday 5, or like that would be the title of the blog post, and nobody is Googling Friday 5. Like, what does that even mean? I think that kind of blog post like would work if I was like Shay McGee or like some kind of celebrity that doesn't need to rank on Google because people would already be looking at their website just because of who they are. But for someone who isn't a celebrity or like really big time influencer, that doesn't really work. So yeah. But that year also I got a job. So in January 2022, yes, I got the job that I currently have at the Oxford City Council. And that was kind of a moment where it was at the very beginning of the year. I had, I think, the first interview in the December and the second interview at the very beginning of January. And that was kind of a flip, let the universe flip the coin kind of thing, where I was like, if I get the job, I'll take the job. I wasn't looking for a job, but I saw the offer in a newsletter that I get about environmental sustainability stuff where we live. And I thought, like, if I get the job, I thought, first of all, this is a sign from the universe because this is the kind of job that I wanted, like when I was doing my master's and stuff. And so if I get the job, I'll just take the job. And if I don't get the job, that's a sign that I should go full in with this modern vegan marketing idea. And I did get the job, so I kind of put the modern vegan marketing idea to bed, so to say. And that was kind of also when my maternity payments were going to start to run out. So I needed to find something. I either needed to go like all in and make the modern vegan marketing thing work, or I got this job, and that's what I did. Anyway, so, and then April 2022 to April 2023, quite a quiet year, £22. So we've gone down, as you can tell. And that was a few Etsy sales. I wasn't offering any services, so like slightly bigger numbers. And we're still only in the hundreds. Like lots of people who do these videos are like in the thousands and millions and whatever. But when the numbers were in the hundreds, that was when I was offering coaching or social media services. And then when it went down, it's back to getting money from Etsy sales, the various printables I discussed. And then we get to this financial year, which is April 2023 to April 2024. So that's still TBD, to be determined, because we're not at the end of the year yet. It's December when I'm recording this. But where was I going with this? But it's probably going to be more than £300 at this stage. So I've really started to lock in several things. So I've learned a lot about search engine optimization, and I've improved my Pinterest strategy. I took a course about it, and I've kind of improved the strategy that I was taught. And so I'm starting to see some traction on Pinterest, whereas before I had quite good Pinterest numbers, but they changed something in the algorithm or something happened and like they really crashed, and now I'm back on the up again. And I've got several blog posts that are ranking on Google, and I've kind of shifted my strategy a bit. To before I was doing like lots of different topics, so it'd be like one week it'd be like vegan breakfast, and the next week it'd be, I don't know, whatever, autumn outfits, and then and lots of different things. And now I'm starting, and I'm going to talk about this more in a different episode, but I'm starting to cluster the topics. So when I do autumn outfits, it'll be like autumn skirt outfits, autumn outfits for work, autumn outfits for going out, autumn outfits, I can't think of any of the examples, I've got lots, but and then linking all of those articles together, and then Google thinks this person knows something about this topic, or this person has something to say about this topic, and then ranks the whole thing, all the different blog posts higher. So I've started doing that a little bit, but it's really going to improve in 2024. And the good news is I've already made definitely more than £20 this year from affiliate money, and a little bit from Etsy. But the main thing is that I've got quite a bit of affiliate money pending, and I'm starting to see more traction as well with Google ads on my website. So I've got £300 more or less that's pending of affiliate commissions. That's essentially that people have bought things following my affiliate links, but there's a certain window that the companies have to honor or something for people to return the articles. So they only pay me out later down the stage. But I'm looking forward to the £300 coming my way. And I think that's going to increase. I think the ad revenue is also going to increase, because it's not just like, so the ad revenue, there's kind of two dimensions. There's the more page views I get, the more ad revenue I get. But also it seems like my revenue per milli, so that's the amount of money per 1,000 page views that you get paid, is increasing, possibly because my page views are increasing, or maybe because the quality of the blog posts are increasing. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm feeling quite positive. So yes, and I've been using different affiliate things. Like, I've never had any success with Amazon. I don't know if they've like shadow banned me or something, or if nobody's clicking my Amazon affiliate links. I don't know, but I've never received any commission from Amazon. So if you're an Amazon affiliate specialist, please comment down below and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I have received this year some affiliate money from Immaculate Vegan, which is an amazing platform that only has vegan clothes and bags and shoes, but it's all vegan. And anyway, I'm part of their affiliate program. And the other one is a bigger one that you might have heard of if you're into this kind of affiliate stuff, which is reward style, and the kind of customer or user side of it is called Like to Know It. And so that's where I'm expecting to get £300, because I've written a series of blog posts about vegan sofas. So there's like vegan leather sofas, vegan sofas from IKEA, etc., etc. And not the IKEA one, but the other ones have links to sofas. Some of them are like $3,000 or £3,000. And when somebody buys one of those sofas, I do make quite a bit of, theoretically, of money. So that's where that 300 is coming from. And yeah, those blog posts are ranking because not many other people write about vegan furniture. So there you go. So if you learn nothing else today from that ramble of like what I've done so far, I want you to remember three things. So one of them is if your numbers are all over the place like mine. So as a reminder, I made like £5, 0, 456, 251, and then 22. And that you're feeling shame, you're not alone, because it's very easy to like look at the people on YouTube that like my blog makes like £4,000 a month or makes $70,000 a month or whatever it is, and to feel quite discouraged. Some of those people did start a lot earlier, but also it's a question of knowing your strategy. And I feel like I am now on the cusp of getting it right. And I will do a video next week about my goal for next year and how I'm going to go about it, so you can follow along. But yes, so you're not alone if you're having these low numbers and it is discouraging and you can feel like a fraud or a failure or an imposter. I know you probably know this, but these shame feelings don't really help, and they probably are linked to, we're getting very deep here, but probably linked to some other self-esteem issues. That's a different topic. But anyway, so you're not alone. And the second thing is it's important to focus on what you want to do and write about that on your blog. But I think what works better, and what I've shown, I hope, through my experience, is that it's better to start with needs that already exist by doing a search analysis that involves either Google or Pinterest, and I will talk about that more on a different episode, and then starting from scratch and just creating things that you want to create, like the Beat the Blues thing. Not many people are going to Google Beat the Blues, and they're not necessarily going to be looking for the thing that I created. Or similarly, like my Friday 5 things, that's not very helpful. Whereas when I write a blog post about plant-based breakfast on the go, somebody Googles plant-based breakfast on the go, they're probably looking for the kind of thing that I write in my blog post. But I wouldn't have thought of that blog post had I not done the search analysis and seen that as an option. So I'll talk more about search analysis and search engine optimization further down the line. But yes, so not starting just from what I want to write about, but looking into what other people are interested in based on what they're searching for, and then kind of baking in my own opinions or personality or whatever into that, but not just starting from a blank slate of like random ideas that I want to blog about or random products I want to create. And the third thing is we will get there. So people don't often share this phase online. You only see like the launches where people make like £70 million, maybe not 70 million, but anyway. But this often happens, is like people don't share like all the little bits. One of the people that has shared it though is Sam Laura Brown, who I've been following for a while. She does share that like in the first several years of her business, she made no money. She had nothing for sale, and she probably didn't do affiliate or ads on her website, and so it was just crickets, at least financially, that whole time. So what, like, often when you're about to quit, you're probably just at like where it's about to take off. So don't quit now. This might be our year, 2024. So anyway, so a few things to finish off with. Please do, if you haven't already, comment down below or send me a DM to share your questions or your problems that are regarding blogging so that we can turn this ship around together. Feel free to come say hi on Instagram. I'm the Jessica Goodenough. And if you've listened this far, please leave a review on wherever you listen to a podcast, or a kind comment on YouTube, or subscribe. And if you have listened this far, please include an animal emoji that represents how you're feeling going into 2024, just to confuse people looking at the comments and be like, why are there dolphins and other weird animals? Right. And make sure you subscribe so that you know about my goal next year and how we're going to turn this ship around. Right. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.